The role of a musician is typically to bring an artist's ideas and lyrics to life. They act as your composer, collaborator, innovator, and most importantly, your interpreter. Clueless about DAWs, can't play any instruments, don't know much about music theory? That's what musicians are there for. But in today's era of smart technology and online education, are musicians becoming overrated? As an independent artist and a non-musician, I've come to many roadblocks when trying to create my own music. When I first started, I didn't know anything about DAWs, music theory, arrangement, MIDI. Because I had to find creative and simplistic-ish ways to learn music production on my own without having to take classes, again, go to school and do all these other things. I really had to be hands-on and also make sure that the way that I was learning it was going to actually help me and not hurt me, because I'm a type of person who will quit something like that. Once it becomes hard, once it becomes difficult, once it becomes annoying, I literally will quit. And then I'll either never go back to it or I'll go back to it in a few months and I'll quit again. And I'll go back to it in a few months and I'll quit again. So I really had to learn different techniques to teach myself music production so that I wouldn't be so like reliant on other people to create my own music. I would already know how to do it, It would save you so much money, maybe not time, but definitely money to learn it yourself. And so I found out that Logic specifically has a few templates that you can use to get started with creating music. And you can use these templates to see how other producers structure their songs and how everything is very cohesive and put together. I haven't looked too deeply into templates. I could make a video on it, but I know that Logic has them, and GarageBand, which are the two DAWs that I use. They have a lot of a good amount of templates, and they have them in many genres as well, so you can kind of hear a producer's POV, so that you kind of know what you're looking for and maybe what your first projects to sound like. So it's very hands-on and not just watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials that you're not actually going to get that you're not actually going to use, And I've watched so many and it was very helpful, but then at the end of the day I closed out of the YouTube video and I didn't do anything with that information. So I really had to figure things out myself for the most part. Another way you can make music as a non-musician is using pre-made loops and samples. For me, I suck at making drum patterns. I suck. There have been some it's very rare that I will make a drum pattern that I actually like and that I end up using that I end up using in my song. But normally I end up hating it and then I just use drum loops because I suck. Like when I say I suck, it's horrible. It's bad. Why am I going to sit here and not release music because I don't know how to play drums, and I also am horrible at making drum beats when I can just use loops? Using loops and samples is a great way to start making music. Now, this last idea requires some knowledge of making beats. It is taking advantage of virtual instruments, because again, this whole video, is about finding ways to write a song without being a musician. Well, if you either don't own real instruments or you can't play them, and all you have, is your DAW, then it's again, you have to use what you have. So using virtual instrument libraries allow you to play any type of instrument. You can imagine, you know. I know a lot of people like to keep their music real, like, you know, they like to use real guitars, like to use real pianos, and I think that that's really good as well, especially if you can play. But I don't think that there's any wrong with using virtual instruments. Now, the only one that I feel like it hasn't really been like perfected, to where it kind of sounds like to where it kind of sounds humanized, is probably guitar VSTs. But other than that, I think that the virtual instruments sound like pretty good, you know, for being fake, you know, instruments, and kind of like not factory, but like machine sounding a thing. So but you know, like I said before, you kind of need to know like how to, you know, mess around with a MIDI keyboard. Now, you don't need to buy one. I would say that it's way easier to use a MIDI a keyboard than the keyboard on your laptop. But you know, again, whatever you have. And I think that you should just open up your DAW and just play around with your keyboard and find things that just, you know, sound good. Yeah, I think that you should just try, you know, some of these ideas and see what type of projects you can come up with. Writing a song without being a musician is 100% possible. I don't know why I said 100% like that, but it is 100% possible. You know, it is definitely doable. You might have to, you know, work around a few things, but you know, art is art, you know, so it doesn't matter how you like get to the final product. You just have to, you know, get there. Thank you guys for tuning into today's video. Like and share if you enjoyed it, if you found it insightful. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.